This says, since I can remember, my Guru has taught me this. Who's Guru Sahib's Guru? Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. They said, make me a promise. Until your breath runs out, Nij Nari ke saath nehe tum nit bade yeho. You can make love with your wife. You can increase the love with your wife every single day. Par Nari ke sej pool supne ho na jaiho. Oh, my son, never in your dreams step foot onto a bed of a Paranari. Never in your wildest dreams make love with a woman that's not yours. Guruji is taught the Khalsa to be tyar bar tyar to such a deep extent that even in our dreams, we're not allowed to make love with a different woman. And the only way we can reach that level of knowing where our mind is going is if in the daytime we're constantly imbued in the Guru's love. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Saad Sangat Ji, welcome back to the Charitropakhyan series, where we explore the spiritual, political messages and conceptual messages laid out by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj in their composition, in their Bani called Sri Charitropakhyan. Today, this is the part 2 of the 21st Charitar, which we started in the previous video. So if you haven't checked that video yet, I will urge you to check that video first, because this video will be picking off right where we left off in the previous Charitar, in the previous episode. In this Charitar, what we're seeing here is that we have two main characters. We have here a woman whose name is Anoop Kaur. On the other side, we have someone that's described to be a king of Anandpur Shaib who has many Sikhs. So with that kind of analogy, we can see that Guru Sahib is referring to himself as one of the characters of this story. And one thought that comes to my mind as to what the Guru is trying to do here is just like in Adi Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, where Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj called himself low. For example, in Japji Sahib reach Nanak Neech Kaha Vichar Varya Na Java Ek Var. Guru Nanak Dev Ji in a podi in Japji Sahib, we're talking about all of the lowest of the low. They're talking about Asank Murk, Andhakor. They're talking about those people who are so foolish, stuck in darkness. They're talking about those people that are committing murder. Asank Hatya Kamahe, Galavad Hatya Kamahe. Those people are cutting off other people's throats. Galavad ke onande Hatya Kamande peya. They're committing murder. In that body, Guru Nanak Dev Ji puts their name in there, saying Nanak Neech Kaha Vichar. And in the other podium, before and after, where they talk about Asank Jap, talking about those pious saints that are meditating, those pious people, or when they talk about the ones that are panch, the ones that have become accepted in the court of God, or when they talk about Naam Dijiri Vyakhya Asank Nav Asank Thav, in those podium they don't mention their name, but they mention it in the lowest. Right? In the same way, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj is picking up from that same philosophy. But here, that philosophy is now being illustrated. That's the only difference. The only difference between the philosophy that's in Guru Granth Sahib Ji and the philosophy that's in Dasam Guru Granth Sahib Ji is in Adi Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, everything's spiritually harvested. All the ideas, there's a spiritual framework involved. Yeah, and that can be seen in its essence. In Dasam Guru Granth Sahib Ji, in Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj's Bani, all that spiritual framework is still there, but now it's illustrated. Right? So the Guru Sahib is building on top of that framework that's already been laid out by the previous Gurus of spirituality, of Ruhaniyat Jivan, of the inside. They're building on top of that foundation to describe it in illustration, to describe it with characters, with moving pieces and vehicles and all things of that nature. So Guru Sahib, in their nimrata, they're putting themselves into this story. It could be that this could be a factual story, but like we've seen with the other charitras before, it's a tale. It can be real, it cannot also be real. Some elements could be real, some elements could also not be real. A lot of it could just be the construct of each charitra seems to be just Guru Sahib's creativity, because the names and the places and everything that's happening, it seems to be more of the moral of the story that's needed for the reader to pick up, rather than getting into a debate, has it happened or has it not happened? Is the value or the merit of the myth that's being evoked here. Something to, so I'm doing these beintiyan here because this is very special charitra, it's very important charitra. Something to take notice of is that all the pre-colonial texts that we have, whether that be historical, that be spiritual, the concepts that are always used, or the framework that's always used is always a framework or myth whenever anything is explained. Yeah, and mythical characters and all these things are always used, and the idea for that is to invoke the values of those, the moral behind the stories that those texts present. You know, compared to after the colonial period, you know, what has changed is that now myth is seen, anything with myth is now seen to be not usable. It loses its value if it incorporates myth, right? It loses its uniqueness. That's what happens after colonial period, right? So that's just something to keep in mind, that this text is written before colonial period, right? So the use case of myth is not what we expect today in the modern era. Right? The use case of myths were different. Right? It was invoked, and it was heavily evoked and very comfortably evoked by the writer, and by the reader. It was easily acceptable as well compared to today. It's not easily digested by readers today when myth is evoked, right? So going back to the Charitar, in this story, the two main characters, Anoop Kaur and a Raja, and arguably Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj themselves is presenting themselves to be that Raja, who has many Sikhs, is Anandpur Shaib. This woman plays a Charitar. She wants to meet Guru Gobind Singh Ji alone, right? Because she's come to the Anandpur Shaib Darbar, she's seen the glory of the Gurus on their takht, and she's fallen in love with them, and she wants Guruji for herself. So what does she do? She sends one of her workers or slaves, or not slaves, but nokar is called, servants. You know, she sends one of her servants whose name was Magandas. Magandas goes to the Guru and tells Guruji to come to her cabin, which is located a little bit outside of Anandpur Shaib. And it was arguably, that location was chosen on purpose, right? Because not much Sikh Sangat was living in that area. So therefore, when Anoop Kaur will have the Guru in her possession, the Guruji will now be alone, right? The Sikhs and stuff and their Sangat will not be in the area. And that to me presents the idea that when a Sikh is caught in Kaam, usually it's all alone, right? We feel like we're all alone, right? And therefore it makes us feel more comfortable to engage in that kamana, into that lustful desire, because we feel like we're all alone. But Guruji is trying to show us that you're never truly alone, right? Akal Purkh Vaheguru is always watching you. Dharam is on your right side. Dharam is right next to you, seeing what you will do in that situation. Okay, so we're going to pick up from where we left off last time. Guruji is in a conversation with Anoop Kaur. Anoop Kaur is trying her best to persuade Guruji to drop their dharam, right? And she uses everything in her book, right? From guilt tripping, from making Guruji feel comfortable with this sin, right? Or with this with dropping their dharam, making them feel comfortable with that. And so we're going to pick up right there. Chand. Tarun karyo bed to he tarun hi dehe hamaro lakhe to main tan aaj madan bas peo hamaro. She says, "Oh Guruji, after seeing you, my whole body is filled with this intoxication of lust and I can't get out of it. Man ko param nivar bhog mere sang kariyo narak parante nak apne chit beech na daryo." She says, don't worry about falling into the gates of hell. You don't have to worry about narak. You're telling me that if you leave dharam, you'll fall into narak. Don't worry about that. Just come, leave your doubts behind and make love in me. You know, this is the same thing which happened and which we covered in the first episode as well. That the world makes you feel comfortable with lust. The world makes you feel comfortable with this idea that you can engage in your vices. It's okay. That's what the world wants you to feel like. But the truth of the matter is different, right? And Guruji is standing with the truth. Now Guruji responds, Dohara pujan kar jo taran mur ਕਹਿ ਕਰਤ ਪਿਆਨ Tavan turan gur tavan ki lagat sutta saman. Guruji says, "Oh my daughter, whoever comes to me and worships me as the Guru, they see me on the seat of the Guruship. They see me that I'm on that seat that Guru Nanak Dev Ji once sat on. I'm on that seat that Guru Arjan Dev Ji once sat on. I look at that Sikh who comes to me, whether they are a female or they are a male, I see them as my child." Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj is telling her straight up that you are my child. There's no way that we can form this relationship. Chand kaha taran so preet nahi nahi aur nibayo ho ek pur ke chhad aur sundar nar chahe. You telling me to fall in love with you. You're telling me that it's youth. We're in our height of our youth, and this is what our youth is meant for. Well, I've seen many girls like you before. What you'll do, you'll leave for a better person in a second. Just like you're dropping everything for me right now, tomorrow you'll drop it all for someone else. What trust can a man have on a prai istri? Right? Prai istri means someone that's not yours, not meant to be yours. A woman that's not meant to be yours, what trust can you have on her? Today she's acting like she will be yours. Tomorrow she'll leave you in a second. Adik turan rachman turan jaso hit karihi ho turta mutar ko tam nagan ago kar tarihi. Mara says in a second she'll leave you for someone else. If someone compliments her and if she finds another Purush, she'll leave you in a second. She's not for yours. She's not yours forever. A parai istri can never be yours. It's just an illusion that she's creating that she'll be yours. But no, just like she left many men before, she'll leave you as well. And the way she'll leave you, Guru Sahib says, she'll bring you ho turat mutar ko taam nagar aage kar tarehi. She'll leave you in a state where you'll be naked. You'll be absolutely naked, and you will not be in a state. You'll be in the house of mutar. Mutar means waste, human waste. You know, like when we go to the bathroom, we release our waste. You'll be in such a poop state, if you can get what I'm trying to say in layman terms. You'll be in a state where you will not be able to show your face to anyone. Yeah, you'll be in such a state that you will not be able to show your face to any person or anyone. And what's funny is that actually one of my good friends who's also a pracharak, and they also study Guru Sahib's Bani, they sent me a clip from a movie or a show. And exactly this will happen, right? These couple of guys, they were Jehovah's Witnesses. They were, preachers for their religion. They're going to a mela, into a carnival. They'll go into a carnival to do prachar. One of the guys there, he was a little weak in terms of his faith, yeah, or his he was going to do prachar, but when he already did prachar to these people, they were intoxicated, they were in the wrong state, they didn't really want to listen to him, right? But this one girl, she grabs his hand, makes him feel comfortable, takes him to a very secluded area where there's no one there, and then she starts to take off his clothes, and he's not saying anything. He's not he's not for it and he's not against it, right? He knows it's wrong for him to do that, but he's still not against it. Therefore, he's not saying anything to her to stop her. He's not trying to stop her. She takes off all his clothes, and once she has all of his clothes in his hands, and he thinks that now it's time that she's gonna make love with me, she runs off, right? She runs off, and he's naked now, and he can't go back anywhere because he's supposed to be a pracharak, he's supposed to be a preacher, but here he is naked, right? So Guruji says exactly that. Dohara kahan karo kaise bacho hirde na upchat sant. Anoop Kaur speaks. She said, what should I do? My heart is not getting satisfied. It's not reaching peace. It's not reaching shanti. Tohe maar kaise jiyo bachne ko naat. I can't live. How can I live without receiving your love? And on the flip side, I can't even kill you. I can't do anything because I'm madly in love with you, Anoop Kaur says. Chaupai rai chit eh pant bicharo. Guruji thinks in their mind, Eha Sikh ko na hamaro. There's no one that I know around me. There's no Sikhs of mine around me. There's no Sangat around me that can help me in this period. Yahe paje more taram jai. If I were to make love with her, my taram goes. If I were to step into the footsteps of calm, if I were to step into her trap, my dharma disappears. My dharma is destroyed. Pa chalo triya det gahai. And if I were to run away from here, she'll grab me. She will hold me tight. Tante ya ki ustat karo. Now, Guruji thinks, I'll do her fake ustat. I'll do her ustat. So I'll pump her up. I'll fill her up with her ego. Charitra khel yanko parho. I'm going to play this charitra with her. Yeah? And we're talking about charitra being good or for bad. Yeah? Charitra can be done in a positive sense or in a negative sense. Yeah? And when a charitra is done in a positive sense, it becomes a play. When a charitra is done in a negative sense, it becomes deception. Yeah? So Gurus have now going to play the play. Bin rat kara taran jiya mara kavan sikhya mohe an ubara. If she were to kill me here, there's no one here to help me either. Guruji is saying, I'm all alone. This is the best thing I can do, is now to play a charitra. Adela chand tanya turan tavaroop tanya pitamat teharo. Guruji says, oh, Tan, blessed is your form. Blessed is your mom and dad. Tanya Tihari Desh, Tanya Pritapalana Haro. Tan is your place of birth. Tan is those people that took care of you. Tanya Kuar Tav Brakat Adika Jam Chabachaja. Tan is your face that has so much prakash, so much beauty to it. Ho Jala Jasur Ar Chandra Drap Kandrap Lakh Paja. Your face shines so bright that it takes away the light of the suns. Sob Sohag Tan Pare Char Chanchal Chakcho Sohe Khag Mrek Jash Pujang Asur Sar Nar Mun Mohe. You have won over all the three worlds, the celestial beings. You won over all the demigods like Siv San Kadik Bikat Thakat Rahat Lakh Netra Tihare. Even Shivji, even the sons of Brahma, all these different beings, they're looking at your eyes and they're getting tired, but they can't stop looking at you. But Maharaj says, "Ho at ajraj ki baat chubat nahi hirday hamare." But Maharaj says, "Ajraj ki gal." It's ajrajta means, asraj means like to be wonderstruck. Maharaj saying, "I'm wonderstruck. All these beings, the worlds are dying for you. You know, and that's why you are tan in that sense. But ajraj ki baat hai, mere hirday nu nahi chubdi." Maharaj says, "I'm wonderstruck. You have taken the whole world into your hands, but you cannot take my heart into your hands." Guruji says that chopat nahi hirday hamara. Mere hirday nu teri jiri akhan di baan hai, akhan di teer hai, wo mere hirday nu nahi lag rahi. The arrow of your eyes is not reaching my heart. Sorry to say. So Guruji is they've done their ustat, but in a way that they're speaking the truth, right? Just like in Gurbani and Al Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Guruji sometimes says tan to Maya. Why? Because she has son, she's able to deceive the whole world. So imagine, remember we talked about the first episode as well, Anoop Kaur, imagine her to be the representation of Maya, the character of Maya, the walking, talking Maya. Guruji is describing her in that way. And in reality, that's what this is. This whole episode here, this whole Charitra here is Maya versus the Gursikh. Anoop Kaur is representing Maya. She's talking like how Maya would talk. She's thinking like how Maya would talk. She's moving like how Maya would move. She's dressing, she's speaking, she's acting all in that way. So creative, Guruji's way. But the Guruji is saying on the other side, you have won the whole world. You are done. But unfortunately, you have not won me over. How beautiful is that? Savaya Porti Ank Prajank Lalla ke lo kahu so pedna pakha ji ko Kel kamat bihat sada nisman kalolan lagat fiko jagat laj badi teh main dar lagat hai sajni sab hi ko taante bicharat ho chit main eh jagan te sakh sovarni ko. Guruji says in a Savaya, they say that it's true. When night comes, and it is night time in this episode, in this Charitra, when night comes, a husband and wife, they embrace each other all night long. They stay awake as long as they can to experience each other's love. But in front of you, Maharaj says, I'd rather sleep. They say, Tanto vicharat ho chitame. I've thought about this vichar in my mind. Ehe jagan te sak sovan niko. Instead of staying awake and being, enticed by lust all night long, I'd rather go to sleep. Dohra bohar triya tehiraye so yo bach ke ho sunaye aaj bhog taise karo keh marho bik khaye. At that moment, Anoop Kaur responds by saying, if you don't make love with me tonight, I will eat poison and die. She's now reaching her final cards. She's reaching her final steps that she can take to make Guruji convinced, and she's failing. Yeah. Guruji responds by saying, Basikh barabar nain tav bidna tare banaye. It's true that the creator, Bidna, Vahiguruji, has made your eyes like arrows. Laj koch moko deo chubat na tante aaye. But the Guru has given me something as well. The Guru, it's true that the creator has made your eyes like arrows to pierce the world. So speaking to Maya, your eyes are able to pierce the whole world, but that creator has given me something as well, and they've given me this loi, they've given me this armor. They've given me this conch. Conch means armor, this kavach, that your arrows cannot touch me. Guruji is reminding us, Sikha, you have this armor of God on you. We read Bani like Brahm Kavach, Ram Kavach, Indra Kavach. We reach all these Bani. Why? Kavach means armor. Brahm Kavach, the armor of God. Ram Kavach, the armor of God. Indra Kavach, the armor of God. Guru Sahib Ji in every Bani has given us this armor. Protect ourselves. When we read Bani, we read Chaupai Sahib at the end of Chaup. What is Chaupai Sahib? Kabio Bach Painti Chaupai comes at the very end of Charitropakhyan. Why? It is the armor Guruji is talking about here. That the armor they're wearing, Sikha, you can wear it too. All you gotta do is read a 5-minute Bani. Don't have time, read Brahm Kavach, 2-minute Bani. Don't have time, read Mool Mantar, 10 seconds. Don't have time, just say Vahiguru. 1 second. Less than a second. How easy can it be? Maharaj has given us all the protection we ever need. Maharaj says that, yes, your eyes are made out of arrows that can shoot the whole world down, but that creator that has made those eyes has made me in armor, and your eyes cannot touch me. Basikh barabar nain tav bidna tare banaye. Basikh means beshak. Beshak ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੀ, ਬਿਦਨਾ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਤੀਰ ਵਾਂਗ ਬਣਾਏ ਆ. ਲਾਜ ਕੋਂਚ ਮੋਕੋ ਦਿਓ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਕਵਚ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਆ ਲਾਜ ਦਾ, ਸ਼ਰਮ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਕਵਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਆ ਆ. They say there's different khands. There's Taram Khand, Gyan Khand, Karam Khand, Saram Khand, Sach Khand. And there's one khand that is Saram, where you're protected with humility, you're protected with this honor around you. And that's what Guru Sahib is talking about here. ਲਾਜ ਕੋਚ ਮੋਕੋ ਦਿਓ ਚੁਪਤ ਨਾ ਤਾਂਤੇ ਆਏ. ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੀਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਭ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ. ਬਨੇ ਠਨੇ ਆਵਤ ਘਨੇ ਹੇਰਤ ਹਰਤ ਗਿਆਨ. ਭੋਗ ਕਰਨ ਕੋ ਕਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਡਹਿਕੂ ਬੇਰ ਸਮਾਨ. ਤਨਿਆ ਬੇਰ ਹਮ ਤੇ ਜਗਤ ਨਿਰਖ ਪਥ ਕੇ ਲੇਤ. ਥਰ ਬਸ ਖੁਆਵਤ ਫਲ ਪਕਰ ਜਾਨ ਬਹੋਰ ਘਰ ਦੇਤ. Maharaj says that you're like a fruit that a traveler sees on his path, on his or her path. You're like that fruit that's on the path. They see you and they look, wow, it looks really fruitful, looks really juicy, looks really mitha, sweet. But the moment they bite into you, they realize, oh, there's nothing there. There's no sweetness in there. Maharaj is speaking to Kam and saying that Kam looks sweet from the outside. Look, that's why you're tan. Maharaj said, Tanya Ber. You're tan. Why? Because you deceive the world. That's why you're tan. I'll give you that quality, Maharaj says. You got it in you to deceive the world, but you cannot deceive the Gurusik. Why? Because I'm teaching them right now in the Charitropakhyan. Guruji is giving us this beautiful Bani. Yeah? Art pataye baatay kare milyo chahat piya sang. In this way, Guru Sahib is engaging in conversation with her, but she still just wants Guruji. Main ban bala bidi birah bikal peo ang. Her body is suffering from separation. Now, Guruji says furthermore, and this is really important chand here. Chand sod jab te hum tari bachan gur de hamare Poot ehe pran tohe pran jab lakat thare. Guruji says, when I came of age, Sud jab te hum tari. Since I've received Suddhi, Sud jab, what this means is that since I can remember. And that's what it really literally means. I know the English translation of this Bhakti says when I came to age, but it literally means when I can remember. Since the back I can remember, and whenever my memory started, basically. Sod jab te hum tari, bachan guru de hamare. My guru has given me this bachan. Who's Guru Sahib's guru? Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. This is a conversation that Guru Sahib has written here between them and their father, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. This says, since I can remember, my guru has taught me this. What did they tell me? They said, make me a promise. Poot ehe pran tohe. Make me a promise. What? Pran jab lag kat thare, until your breath runs out. Fulfill your promise to me. What is that? Nij nari ke saath nehe tum nit bade yeho. Oh my son, you can make love with your wife. You can increase the love with your wife every single day. And you should. You should increase the love between you and your wife every single day. Par nari ke sej poor supne ho na jai ho. Oh my son, never in your wildest dreams, never in your dreams, step foot onto a bed of a paranari. And never in your wildest dreams, step foot onto someone else's bed. Never in your wildest dreams, make love with a woman that's not yours. Guruji is taught the Khalsa to be tyar bar tyar to such a deep extent that even in our dreams, we're not allowed to make love with a different woman. Even in our dreams. And the only way we can reach that level of concentration, of knowing where our mind is going, is if in the daytime we're constantly imbued in the Guru's love. In the daytime, if we're constantly imbued in this dharam, in this path of what's right, of righteousness. Maharaj then explains more. They say, Paranari ke bhaje sahas basav pag paaye. Paranari ke bhaje chandra ka lank lagaye. This is a Sakhi, this is a story of Indra Devta. And it's a really long story, and we're getting really close into our cutoff time. But the story goes something like this, that Indra, he fell in love with the wife of a rishi, a saint. He fell in love with his wife. And remember, Indra is a god of swargs, god of heavens, right? So he fell in love. What did he do? He made a conversation with the moon. He told the moon, act like a rooster, right? And you know, like when the rooster gives out its bong, it goes in the morning when Amrit Vela happens, or the sun comes out. When the sun comes out, the rooster speaks, right? So you act like the rooster and speak so that Rishi can get up, thinking it's morning's Amrit Vela now, and I can go take a shower. It was nighttime. The Rishi heard the rooster, speak, but it wasn't really the rooster; it was the moon, right? And this is Sakhi. It's a story to explain calm, right? And the Rishi, he gets up. He leaves his wife behind. His wife's name is Ahilya. He leaves his wife behind to go take a shower. When he goes to take a shower, Indra Devta comes down, pretends to be her husband, and makes love with her, right? When he's leaving, right, the Rishi comes back and he sees Indra Devta leaving, and he's like, I curse you, right? You made love with my wife. I curse you for doing so. And what my curse will be is that on your body, you will have the sign of what you did tonight, right? And that is 1,000 of the female private part will be all over your body. Right? So you can search the story up. It's a prominent story within the Hindu culture, within Sanatana Mat as well in India. Very prominent story, and Guru Sahib talks about it in Ad Guru Bani as well. Bhagavad Ravidas talks about it as well. And within that, what happens is that Indra Devta rebels by saying, no, please forgive me. I made this mistake. Can you please lower the saja you're giving me, lower the punishment you're giving me? And that moment, the Rishi said, okay, what I'll do is, instead of making 1,000 female body parts, what I'll do is I'll convert those into eyes, right? So you'll have 1,000 eyes all over your body, right? And you can find those pictures online. You can find the Shabads by Guru Ramdas, Ravidas ji as well. On this, they have a very, very in detail. And the Rishi's name is Gorak, and his wife's name was Ahilya. And so you can search that Sakhi up a little bit more detail. But Guru Sahib is talking about here. They said, by Paranari ki sage, puru supne hona jaiye. Why? Because those people that made love with a Paranari, with someone that's not yours, a woman that's not yours, those people that made love with those type of women, that person, pag pai, pag means the female body part, they received 1,000, sahas means 1,000 private parts all over their body. Right, referring to Indra and that Sakhi that we just explained. Parnari ke paje Chandra kalank lagaye, and Chandra was then kalankt. So what did Gorakh do as well? The Rishi, he cursed out the moon as well, because the moon took part in this, right? And he said that you will have kalanks all over your body as well, right? And so that's why it's a mythical story to say that why the moon has spots on it. The moon has spots on it because it helped in this act of calm. Yeah. And going forward, they talk about now Ravan. Ravan lost his 10 heads, right? Because he fought Ramchandra ji for his wife Sita. So all these different Sakhis or stories are being alluded to here. Parnari, home Parnari ke het katak kadran ko kahyo. Parnari se neho churi pani kar jano. Mar says that no. If you make love with a woman that's not yours, it's like being stabbed by a sword. Paranari ke paje kal byapya ho tan mano ho. Know that by making love with a woman that's not yours, death is now standing at your footsteps. Death is now standing at your door. Adik harifi jaan pog par triya jo karihi. Those people that think when making love with a prai istri or prai purak, those people that think when I'm making love with this opposite gender, it's not mine. And they're enjoying it. They're very happy about it. Mara says, "Ho antasan ki mrit, haath lede ki marehi." Mara says, at the very end, they will die a dog's death. They'll die a very horrible death, like a dog. They will die as a dog from the hands of the person they made love with. Yeah, and these Charitras are witness to that. Bal hamaro paas des desantri avehe, man panshad bar mang, jaan gur sees chukavehe. Mara says that my children come. They're referring to the females and the males that come from des desantri. Des means from all over the world. They come to meet me, and they ask for, they do ardas to me, but they recognize me as their guru. They bow down to me. Sikhya putra triya sutta jaan apne chittariyo is for this reason. In my mind, I recognize all these Sikhs coming to me, the boys to be my sons and the girls to be my daughters. Guruji is saying to their own experience here that every Sikh that comes to me is my child. And they're looking at Anoop Kaur to say to her as well, that you're also my child. Don't think that you're not my child either. I'm here to save you as well. Ho kaho sundar tehi saath. Mara say, oh beautiful Sundari, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਥ ਗਵਨ ਕੈਸੇ ਕਰਿਓ? How can I make love with you? You're my beautiful daughter. You're not meant to be stuck in this, right? So it's like, even if we take the analogy of Maya, Guruji is speaking to Maya because Maya is created by God, right? Everything is within Paramatma's hands. Everything's within the Guru's hand. Maya is not far away either. Maya is within the Guru's hands. The Gurus have made Maya themselves, right? Okay, continue on. Chopai. Bachan sundar krudh tatriya pai. Hearing this, she got angry with the Guru, right? Jar bar aat took hoya gayi. She got so angry, she started burning up. Ab hi chor kahe utho. Now I'm going to call you a robber. She's playing her last card. Tohe kop kar mahe hi sat ho. Mar hi sat ho. I'm going to get so angry, I'm going to kill you. She's telling the Guru, right? Dohra has khela sukh so. Chamo kahan kart ho rok. Why do you stop me? Just make love with me, be happy. Why do you force me to do this to you? Why do you force me to call you out as a robber to the world? Why do you force me to kill you? Nan rehe nihareo keheo hart lagat na dokh. Just look into my eyes. Look into my eyes and make love with me. Yaate hum herat nahi sun sak hamre ban. Lakhe lagan lag jaye jin bado birhe ja nan. Guru Sahib says, Hum herat nahi sun sak hamre ban. Mara says, I only lakhe lagan lag jaye jin bade birhe ya nan. Chapa chan dijan dije ho daan drajan keh drish dikhaye ho sukhi rakhiyo saath sattar sir khadg bachaye ho. Mara says that my tasks, what I do, you're telling me to look into your eyes. I don't look into your eyes. I look into the eyes of those they are my enemies. Drujjan keh drish dikhayi ho. I look into the eyes of my enemies, as in on the battlefield, right? And you're asking me to give you dan, to give you my love. I only give love to Dujjan. Dujjan means those people who have been born twice, right? And often it was a term to refer to Brahmins, but in this case, Guru says referring to the Sikhs. I give love to my Sikhs. Sukhi rakyo saath. Whoever comes near me, I make sure they're peaceful. And then Sattar sir khadak bachaye ho. And my enemies, I make sure to kill them off. I make sure to kill off their heads, right? Lok laj ko chhad kachu karj nahi kariye ho. I'm not going to leave behind lok laj. I'm not going to leave behind the honor of the world and come into this action. Paranari ki sage pav supne hu na tariyo. I'm not going to step foot onto the bed of another woman, even in my dreams. Gor jab te mohe kaheo eh pran leo na sotara. Since my guru has told me this, I have made this my promise. Until my last breath, I'll never ever step foot on another woman's bread. Hon partan pahna tol triya paramat hamara. I look at money that's not mine to be like rocks. I look at a woman that's not mine to be my mom. Yeah, Guruji is saying here, I look at money to be, that's not mine. Partan. Remember, par means someone else's. Partan as pahan. Pahan means rocks. And tol means barabar. I see money that's not mine to be like rocks. And I see a woman that's not mine to be like my mata. Mat means mother. Dohra sunat rav ko bachan sravan triya man adik disai. Chor chor keh uthi Sikhian diya jigai. When she heard this, she played her final card and she started yelling out, robber, robber. She woke up all the people around her, all the different, there was Sikhian diya jigai. She woke up all the Sikhs around her as well, that her voice went that far. Sunat chor ke bachan sravan adik dariyo nar nahe. Puni. So when people in their beds, in their houses heard that there's a robber, they got scared, like what's going on? They're getting ready to come outside. Panni pamri ताजे भजियो सुदना रही मन माहे ते ओ अपने मतलब Guruji is now going to leave this cabin. They're going to run away from this cabin, and people are going to run out of their houses to see what's going on, what the commotion is about. And in this scenario, this Charitar has now ended, but the tale still goes on. The next Charitar, the next two Charitras actually will be continuing this tale. So Saad Sangaji, it's a very beautiful story filled with so many lessons to learn, so much. And if you look back to the 16th Charitar that we covered on this series, the 16th Charitar was very similar to this, right? It was also about a king that lived near the Satluj River, and I even mentioned there, I think, that some Tikakar mentioned that the king is the Guru Gobind Singh Ji, right? And we didn't explore that idea too much there of it being the Guru, but we're exploring it here. But that story is very similar. The king wants to engage in a conversation, wants to learn Sikhya from a saint. They leave to go to the cabin and they see that, but the name was not Anoop Kaur there, or the Bibi there. The name was Chanjiya or something like that. So it was a similar plot story, but different character in terms of the Bibiya, and a different ending as well. So in that story, the girl was not able to call Chor Chor. Instead, in that story, the king, intoxicated her and then was able to walk away. Here in this story, the king or Guruji is now going to walk away from this commotion, and we'll see what happens next in the next stories. But it's just so beautiful how everything links together, and everything that Guru Sahib wants to teach us here. So Pul Chuka Di Kima Bakshni Ji, I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, in the next episode. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.